Is Pearl exactly what Astra needs right now to return to the meta? Astra is good on smaller maps like Bind, Split, and Ascent because she can control those tight choke points with her Gravity Well and Smoke combo. She could be good on larger maps due to her ability to place stars anywhere, but Icebox doesn't really have standard choke points where her smokes can be used effectively, and Breeze has too many open areas for her smokes to have significant impact as the lone controller. This is exactly the reason having a Viper is nearly essential on bigger, more open maps, which brings us to Pearl. Pearl is a larger map. Without a doubt, like Breeze and Icebox, Viper will be a staple here. The main difference with Pearl is, unlike Breeze, the layout of the map has a lot of narrow corridors designed for close quarters engagements and narrow choke points, especially around A and mid. B, however, has the large map feel due to the lead up to site. Taking B on attack is fairly challenging without a Viper, and on defense you can control the A choke point along with Art and mid doors with her wall alone. So we know Viper is probably the best controller on Pearl, no denying that. But will Pearl become a map where a 2-controller team comp will work? Yes, I believe so, and that's really the point of this video. If Viper is the staple go-to controller, Astra might be one of the best secondary controller agents to complement her. Think of it as if Viper is the lead singer and Astra is the backup singer. She plays an important role and supports the lead. Let's talk about why I think this and how Viper and Astra can use their utility together to do what they do best: control the map. I'm Chill, and let's get into it. So let's start with the reason I believe that 2 controllers could be pretty strong on this map. For one, it is a large map that has a lot of choke points. Having 2 controller agents allows for some flexibility between the agents. Viper can set up a consistent wall while Astra can fill in the areas that Viper cannot control. If one controller goes down, the other can still replace that role and contribute smokes for the remainder of the round. Since it takes a while to rotate between sites, having that second controller means you lose one smoke agent and you still have the ability to block off key areas of a site before taking it. You can also confuse the defenders by using Astra's stars and Viper's wall on opposite sides of the map to make your site execute more unpredictable as a bonus. On defense, you won't really have to worry about what's happening on the other side of the map unless your second controller gets picked. Having 2 controllers allows these agents to lock down both sites while contributing to mid if necessary. That being said, let's go over some Viper Astra setups on attack and defense so we can see just how strong this combo can be. Let's start over on attack A. A good Viper wall you can do cuts off the mid connector choke and flowers. Astra can smoke secret and dugout with this smoke and push into site with a concuss in the close right cubby. After planting, you have a ton of post plant utility. This would include a gravity well, Viper's Orb and Molly combo, and a third leftover star for a concuss or smoke. Another area that you can gravity well or concuss is behind the cafe on site. Keep in mind you can resmoke mid connector and flowers if Viper's wall goes down to have constant control over those choke points. If you're coming through or splitting mid to A, you can keep the same Viper wall and use your Astra smoke at mid doors. You can also put a gravity well in the corner leading to Art and your second smoke again at the back right corner of site to help your teammates coming through A main. On the other side of the map, Viper becomes very important. There are a few different walls that you can use here. A popular one I've seen a few people use is this one here that blocks off B tower and tunnel. Here's how you can get that one to work. Next, you can either smoke B Hall with Viper's Orb or an Astra smoke. Head to site and use Astra's Concuss for backup screens, and if you want some extra smoke action, you can have a setup like this and completely cover every entrance to site. If you're doing a mid to B split, you can use this wall from shops that cuts site in half and blocks off B Hall. You could still be seen from tower, so that would be a good place to use an Astra smoke. Use other utility for clearing screens and post plant. Before heading over to defense, leave a like for Astra or subscribe if you prefer Viper. Either way, you have to choose one option. I don't make the rules. Now let's take a look at some solid defensive setups that can be used. There are 2 very solid spots for the Viper setup, including here on A, like I mentioned earlier, and here on B, including this super strong one-way for B link. You can put up this wall by walking into the right side of the starting barrier, and this one-way is super easy. Just walk under the bridge and bank it off the top metal bar. I think Viper's wall is better suited for the B main area since no other agent can block off that area without 2 smokes. This makes our decision pretty easy for Astra since her smokes will have a greater impact on A. However, feel free to switch things up if Astra is having trouble on A. If Viper chooses the B wall, then Astra can put some heavy utility usage on A, including this A main smoke and gravity well, while still having 2 stars left over to either re-smoke A main or smoke Art to keep control over that area of mid. The smoke can also be used more aggressively in the attacker's top mid. If we switch sites, Astra becomes a bit more limited on B. This is because she will either need to use 2 smokes in B main like shown here, or use 1 smoke with a gravity Gravity Well or Stun on the other side of the pillar, and your second smoke can go here and be Link. You can technically smoke between the front sight corner and screens, but it will leave some openings in the sides, which isn't ideal, and it is also a bit close for a post-plant smoke to be used effectively. You can use a Gravity Well on the default plant spots to pull attackers off of sight, which gives Astra more reason to play this site. Overall, I think with the right setups, the Viper Astra combo can be really powerful and lock down some key areas of the map. Like I said earlier, Viper is a staple that can be supplemented with another controller, including our old friend Astra. So give it a try and let me know what you think of this agent pairing in the comments. What other controller combo do you think could work on Pearl? If you got something out of this video, a like is very helpful to the channel. Subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.